Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you had some rest today. You know, we are just now leaving Blackwater, and we had such an awesome night leading worship for the guys. Man, they were singing so loud and getting into it, and man, my heart is full leaving that. We saw 4 people at Blackwater give their life to Jesus, and I'm still just blown away by the fact that we get to be a part of that, right? And so, and then that's coming off of Navarre today. Like, oh man, Navarre was so powerful. You know, we saw that message from Pastor Tim, and man, it just took it to a whole nother level. And we saw 7 people in Navarre give their life to Jesus today. And not only that, they were bold and they were brave and they stood up and came down front. And so you saw the stories that I shared already on our GroupMe. I would just encourage you, if you get the chance to like connect with people after the gathering, get a picture with them, like just honor them, you know, and celebrate that decision, connect with them, like pass and exchange your number. Like give your cell phone out to people so that way they can connect with you if they have questions. And because following Jesus isn't always easy, and the enemy wants nothing more than to take people out like right at the beginning, right? And so I want to share something with you. You know, I'm reading through Deuteronomy, and how many of you know that God still speaks to us through the Old Testament? And in Deuteronomy, you know, God is kind of explaining to the Israelites, like, listen, I don't need a big army. He's saying, listen, like, you know, if he starts giving them kind of outs for sending people home out of the army, he says, like, if you just got married, like, go home. He says, like, if you just bought a vineyard, like, go home and enjoy it. And then he says this phrase, but before I tell you this phrase, let me just kind of spoil it and tell you like what God was trying to do. What he was doing was explaining to them, like, listen, I don't need a big army. I don't need a big army. I just need people that are completely sold out and have faith. That's all I need. Because God is always the majority. No matter how big the enemy seems, no matter what stands in the way, no matter how big Goliath is or the giant, like God is always the majority. Even though we are surrounded by our enemies, like God surrounds our enemies. And so and then he says this phrase, and he says, and if any of you are just afraid or you have fear, he's like, you're just going to get everyone else worried, so just go ahead and go home. Because God is trying to explain to them, like, I can't work with fear. Like, you know, like, I get it. Like, I know you may be afraid, and if that's the case, you're just going to worry other people. And God goes, listen, just give me the people that are sold out, the people with faith, and the people that aren't afraid. And God goes, I can do anything. And he begins to do that in the lives of the Israelites. And so it was so powerful. I would just encourage you, I'll end it with this today. You know, I used to tell people, I would say, like, this isn't normal, right? Like what we see every night, every day, every Sunday, like it's not normal. And God began to kind of convict my heart. And the reason he did that is because it is normal. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, this is what radical life change, this is what it looks like when you passionately or lead people to passionately follow Jesus. Like, this is what it looks like. When you love God, when you love people, sincerely and genuinely. And this is what he does. And he allows us to be a part of it. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you this week. Get some rest.